But believe me, sometimes when the truth arrived, I would try and climb higher than the rest of me, to be the best of me and conquer the lost side of me. Taking me seriously to myself was like crummy little pockets of insurance that tingled in the back of my mind, and all the crime that my sins paid and in debt with forgiveness. And I knew the change was inside me, not the different part of me, but the journey in me. When I was on my knees asking God, why me? So worried about myself, forgot about everybody else. Now tell me this, was it fate, wishful thinking, or having hope I would come to some sort of conclusion instead of abusing the reaper that made everything cheaper and also easy? I fell from the highest point from when I first arrived, finally realizing that I've been felt my past, kicking up dirt, recognizing my hurt, vulnerable. I noticed telling myself, no distractions, head up, watch your actions. Looking up at God and watching my troubles start packing together, and it started making sense. Learning lessons with disguised blessings, even a weakness for achieving. And if I thought for 1 second I could be on my own without God, then obviously I wasn't being real with myself. Within a blink of an eye, God was holding my hand, and I'm feeling ashamed for not believing in myself, cursing the wolf in sheep's clothing, knowing how much strength it takes to face the biggest battle of my life. Me versus me. Standing on the front line, listening to the rhythm of negativity, but throughout it all, God was still with me. Taking me seriously was just a myth to me. Trials and tribulations, and it was all interfering with patience that I couldn't hold, but was oh so anxious to become a new me. I couldn't even figure out myself. It was like in my own world where I didn't know what I was thinking, like I was some kind of mystery. I couldn't figure out myself, and do you know how worthless I felt? After all of that, I asked God to show me guidance and opening my heart for healing. And there I was, a better me. Head up high, smiling and finally enjoying life. I thank God for showing me peace within myself. Because honestly, without God, I wouldn't have asked myself for help.
She said, Pastor, I'm shy. I said, no, not for God. Not for God. This one here is personal. This is personal now. This is my niece, Courtney Wragg. It's personal because I know she was going through some stuff. And she was in South Carolina. And she said, I got to get away. I got to get away. And it was some years ago I had brought her mom and my nephew from South Carolina. They said, we got to get away, Uncle. My sister said, bro, I need a place to stay. I'm about to lose everything. I said, pack up your son, come on. And then my niece said, I got to come on too. I said, come on. I said, the tent is big enough. And I don't know what she's about to say, but I promise you, if I start crying, it'll be all right. Because I know down in the inside, this testimony here gonna do something for somebody.
I first want to give honor to God because I'm so thankful for being free. Because I can't even say that before 2 years ago. Because I knew what it felt like to be in bondage. Not just be like in bondage, I mean be in bondage, like mind in bondage. Can't even think yourself through. Can't even look in the mirror to see who are you. You look in the mirror and you don't even see yourself. And then I grew up in church, grounded up in church every Sunday. I knew who God was. But as I got older, I strayed away, wanted to do me, and doing me almost caused my life. I was about 19, and I met a guy. And then I grew up with him and everything. Moved in together, and it's crazy because you think you know people and you really don't. Because I grew up with him. We moved in, And about a year later, I ended up pregnant. He didn't want the child, fought every day. When I say fight, he fought. I mean, we fought. My own parents didn't even know. My family didn't even know. My brother sitting right there didn't even know. Because I had to hide it, because I was always a confident person, always kept myself up, had my head on my shoulder and everything, but I let the devil get me just like that quick. When I say I never felt so worse in my entire life, ever. Like, how could I have done that to myself? Like, what was you thinking about? How could you let this guy take you for everything? And I'm not talking about I'm talking about everything. My self-worth. I didn't even dress the same. I didn't even talk the same. Took my whole character. My whole character. I was not Courtney. I started doing stuff that was so out of character. I was never a partier. Never hated it. All that I like to do is work. Work, make money, and stay. That's it. I started drinking, partying hard, trying to fill a void that couldn't even been felt. It didn't matter how much I drank, I was killing. I was literally dying on the inside. Like, I saw myself dying. My health started failing. I've always been a healthy person. My health started failing. When I say failing, everything. They was fighting, oh, we think you have lupus. We think you have this. Then they said, we're going to have to do a CAT scan on your brain. I said, my brain? That's when I knew. You're going to have to do something. And I'll never forget my last fight with him. I mean, I was kicked down. I was pregnant. Kicked down the stairs. Almost got ran over by a car. Like, you want me dead. And I'll never forget. I asked God. I said, God, if you take me out of this situation, I promise I'll never go back. And I never did. Never did. My daughter is 4 now. She survived. God gave me a girl, and I always ask myself, why did God give me a girl? But then I had to dig deep inside, and I just look at my childhood. Well, let's see. You was raised by your grandma, your mom lived there. She didn't even do nothing. She was just there. I had no guidance from my mom. My grandma did the best that she can. The best. And I thank God for her, because if she wasn't in my life, I probably would have been worse off than what I was. But then I look and I say, God, you gave me a daughter so that I can teach my daughter how to do it the right way and love her, because I never want my daughter to feel any way that I felt, because I thought I wasn't worth nothing. I can't even look at myself and say, you were a beautiful black woman.